Yeah, it was tough physically. Yeah, struggled a little bit physically since Wimbledon actually. So yeah, something I need to work out with my team in the next couple of weeks.
After the cramping, you kind of played really aggressive in the final set, I think. Just how are you feeling then, and does having those physical issues ever clarify things on this?
Well, I mean, it leaves you with less options, certainly. And yeah, obviously you want to try and finish the points a little bit quicker. I was struggling with that towards the end of the second set, and so I mean, psychologically there's a feeling like, you're close to the end of the match potentially in the second set, so maybe you're going to try and sometimes play a little bit more conservatively, because when I was getting into the return games or making balls on the return games, Stan was making a few errors.
Congratulations on your victory today. This was your 37th match of the season, which is the most you've played since 2016. All season long you've talked about the perspective you're trying to keep. I'm curious, with that number in mind, what it means to you to play your most matches this year since 2016.
Yeah, I mean, I've actually been it since I felt I was feeling good. Like in Madrid, I felt I felt pretty good during the grass. I got unfortunate with the ab injury, which was not bad, but it was enough to sort of disrupt me in the build up to that. But
a random question. I wanted to know if you, when you were a kid, knew Stuart Duguid, who's the agent for Osaka and Kyrgios, who was, I think, coached by your mom, he said, in Scotland. I'm curious if you knew him as a kid at all.
Yeah, I mean, I would have known him. I mean, certainly not well, but yeah, definitely knew of him and knew who he was and knew that he played tennis and that sort of thing. But no, not like I didn't know him that well. My mum, obviously, if she had coached him, I'm sure would know him much better than me. But obviously, I've seen him around the tour for a number of years now. So yeah, I would know him to say hello to and chat to. But I didn't know him that well when I was a kid. No.
Is it just wild at all that how many people from that sort of circle at that time are on tour, whether it's him or Leon or both you and your brother and your mom still was around a lot, like sort of strange cluster of that has lasted and gone in sort of orbit in this tour?
Yeah, I mean, I hope that it can continue somewhat in the future, but I think I give my mum a lot of credit for that, obviously. What she kind of built during that time when we were growing up in terms of like competitions and squads and just creating an environment where tennis was sort of fun and competitive and all of those things. A lot of people, even like someone like Leon, who didn't make it as a player, but my mum stepped back from coaching me and my brother when we were 11, 12 years old. She was still there, obviously in the background, but gave opportunities to people like Leon, to work with us and stuff like that. And yeah, we had obviously like even players like Jamie Baker, who played in the Davis Cup for us, and Colin Fleming, who did really well in doubles and also played in the Davis Cup as well. So yeah, she created something that had never been done before in Scotland, and I hope that that can happen again in the future, but I'm not sure.
Back to your fitness, is that the most difficult part for you right now, to find the right balance between playing enough to get the rhythm, to get the tennis where you want it to be, and not playing too much, not to hurt your body?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the thing that's been frustrating for me this year is that a lot of the tournaments that I played at until, and this is the thing that maybe why I got the issue in Stuttgart, was that, you know, I played the semis in Surbiton, and I think I played Thursday, Friday, Saturday there from like the second round through to the semi-finals, and then I went to Stuttgart and played 5 matches that week. So in the space of, it was something like 13 days, I played 9 matches or something like that, and I hadn't done that since 2016. So my body was probably not used to playing that volume of, you know, matches at high intensity, high level for a long time, and it's understandable but very frustrating for me that, you know, my body might, you know, have some niggles after that. And this year, like, physically I've felt pretty good for the last few months, but a lot of the tournaments, like, I've lost in like the second round, so I've not had that opportunity to have a really good tournament and then maybe take a break.
Just to follow up on that thought, you're 13-3 in first matches of events this season, 5-7 now in second matches. Is it as simple as it comes down to fitness? Is it, you know, I see the first serve percentage drops a bit in those second matches as well. Is it your legs? What do you think is that difference between rounds 1 and 2?
Well, in some of the instances, I'm playing against better players. I mean, that obviously is gonna contribute to it a little bit. And again, that's, you know, if you're seeded in events or ranked higher, you potentially avoid playing better players earlier in tournaments, so that's an advantage. But yeah, I mean, the reason I felt like I haven't won as many of those matches as I would like this year is because I've not been playing well enough. So even in some of the first round matches that I've got through, haven't necessarily played amazing tennis, and then haven't stepped it up the next match, or, you know, when I've been playing against better opposition. So yeah, that's what needs to change, and there is evidence in there from and I've talked about it a lot, from the last 18 months and the players that I've won against and had success against, that it is in there, but the consistency hasn't been. And until that changes, yeah, it's going to be difficult to have deep runs.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.